Hey Maker, Emily here, otherwise known as That Mom with a Laser and the brand ambassador for Aeon Laser USA. As many of you may or may not know, I recently moved my 7 to the warehouse and got a Mira 5 to keep here. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then make sure you watch this video here. That's been an interesting concept. I thought I could not live without a laser at home now. And now I'm almost thinking I should take this to the warehouse so that I can truly separate work from home kind of thing. But with that said, I digress. I love my Mira 5. I affectionately call her Baby Mira, okay? But I really think that she's like the best kept secret. And she's like really underrated. This is a great little laser. She is fast. I can upgrade the air assist. I can manipulate my laser and do things with it that you can't with other like hobby grade desktop lasers with about the same size. And I think for the price range, there's nothing better. She's amazing. So what am I doing in this video here? I thought it would be helpful to kind of vlog the process. I did already make an unboxing video, and if you want to watch that, you can go here to watch that. In this video, I'm going to go through what it's like actually setting up the laser, filling the water in the chiller, setting up my exhaust system with my filter box. What else? Setting up, well, going through alignment, and I'm not going to teach you alignment. That is not my jam, okay? But Aeon Laser USA has a great alignment video that I will link below. Setting up the software and running your first job. So I thought I would just vlog the process. I thought it would be helpful if you've never had a laser and you're waiting for one and you want to see or want to, know what to expect. Well, this video is going to show you what to expect. Okay? So with that, let's get to it. I take it back. I have one more thing before we get started. Keep in mind that Aeon Laser is like Apple. Okay, they're always coming out with the latest and the greatest and all those things. So if you watch this video later, just keep in mind that there might be some slight upgrades because Aeon's just awesome and that's what they do. Okay, don't get mad at me at the end of the year if there's a slight difference because I have an older laser than you do. I can't buy a new laser every year, all right? Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm ready to do the setup part of this whole process. So the first thing I'm going to do is add water to my Mira 5. Now, this is a little different than my Mira 7 because I don't have a little gauge to tell me how full, the water, the chiller is. So I have to be careful that I don't overflow it. So I'm just going to unscrew this guy here. I'm going to use a little funnel, okay, and then I'm going to pour in distilled water. It's a little tricky. It's not that much of an angle, and I'm one person, so we'll see how I do. Oh, I hope I don't make a mess. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So I'm stopping just because I do not want to overflow it. So I'm just, like I said, I'm going to go slowly and carefully. So what you want to do is reach your finger in and you should feel about an inch of space from the top of the water level to the edge of the water inlet. I also need to set up my exhaust system. So here's the thing, with my Mira 7, I currently exhaust out of my window. However, now with my Mira 5, I'm going to be using a fume extractor. So if you want to learn more about that, this is how you break down the fumes if you're in an indoor space and you can't vent out of a window, then make sure you watch this video here. The important thing is that you just take the hose that you either got with your Mira 5 or if you upgraded and you got a different one, you make sure that you connect that, you get it up and running, and you're exhausting the fumes either out of a window or you use a fume extractor like I'm using here. All right, first things first, I need to get my tools. So I'm gonna come into my little container here and look for the pieces that I need. I'm gonna need, nope, don't need any of that yet. That's what I'm looking for, these little targets. my power cord. My wrenches, and I'm also going to need painter's tape and my laser glasses. All right, I'm ready. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the power cord, but before I do that, I wanna give you guys a quick tip. If you ever find yourself engraving or cutting a job and you find that all of a sudden it just stops mid-job and the power, there's no power, you're just like, what happened here? Don't panic. It could mean that you have blown a fuse. So actually right in here, if you take a flathead screwdriver and you gently pull that out, okay, here's an extra fuse, okay? So you probably, this one probably was blown out and you just pop that out and replace it with this one. So that's just a quick tip for the future, should you ever find yourself in that predicament. Don't panic, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and plug that in and let's move on. Okay, now I'm just following, again, I am following the instructions from Aeon Laser USA, and they say to make sure that your e-stop is not engaged. So in this case it is. So I'm gonna do like a little twist and pop kind of motion to disengage it. See that? Oh, it turned on. I hear the water. I wanted to record that. Whoops. So I didn't mean to panic there. I just wanted to hopefully record the water rushing into the center part of the tube, because many times if you're brand new, you'll go back and you'll look and you'll see that it looks like there's no water. It's very hard to see once it fills in, and it goes in really fast. So if you noticed, you could hear the water rushing when I turned it on. But if you're still not sure that the water is in there, even though I am telling you the water's in there, you can squeeze the hose that feeds the water into the tube, and you will feel the water rushing through it, and you can actually hear it as I show you here. All right, so even though I missed my window to show you the water rushing in, I was telling my girlfriend Amanda Levitt from Cerulean Tides about it, and so she kindly recorded it when she was setting up her Mira 5. So you're gonna see in a minute the water whooshing in really quickly, and then you can't tell at all that there's any more water in there. That's because the water goes right into the center tube there. It doesn't go into the whole tube, and that's why it's hard to see once it's filled. Okay, so I already turned on my laser when I disengaged the e-stop, but in the future, you're going to use this switch here to turn it on and turn it off. Notice how this time we did not hear the water rushing into the tube. That's only going to happen the very first time that you fill the water tank and turn it on. Or in the future when you drain out the water to replace it with fresh water, again, it'll be a fresh time that you're filling the tube, and that's when you'll hear that water rushing. Otherwise, you're not going to hear it when you turn on the laser. Here's another visual so you can see what's happening simultaneously when you turn on the laser. Now, you don't have to open the lid the way that I do here. I'm just doing that to give you guys a better visual. So this arm that you see here, this is called the gantry. If it's not already homed in the back right corner, it will move when you turn on the laser, and it will home to the homing position in the back right corner. Okay, so everything is set up. So now I am just going to follow the instructions from Aeon Laser USA. They have great videos that show us how to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and follow the steps that they show us to check the alignment on my laser and pray that I don't have to make any adjustments. All right, so far so good. I'm optimistic about my alignment right now. Here's a tip. Once you're done using a target, keep those little strips that go on the adhesive and put them back on. This way, if you ever have to realign your laser in the future, you have these targets ready to go. So, I'm gonna open it up. My knife is target. I'm looking for the one that says 2. And take my tape and squeeze it. Was he on it?
Down at the side.
Okay. So now we'll choose the angle. Make sure it's flush at the top. Ready?
Yep.
all the way down. There. Oh, okay. Well, guys, the great news is that nothing was misaligned during the movement of Baby Mira from the warehouse to my house, and my alignment is perfect. Yay! So now I can proceed and get everything connected. So I'm going to take the silver USB disc that is provided in your little container, as well as the USB cord, and I'm going to go ahead and connect those to my computer. Okay, so now it's time to connect my lasers. So we'll see how this goes. I'm just gonna follow the Aeon instructions. I printed them, so I have them here with me. It says the devices folders, or this device window is supposed to pop up, but I don't see that. So I'm just gonna come down here to where it says devices, click on that, and then I have to import from the USB that they sent me. And I'm looking for, let's see, settings. And I'm looking for the file that ends with USB LBDEV. So I'm going to click on this one and open. Okay, so then select the new USB device from the device list. Okay, and click OK. All right, now what? In the laser window, select the new USB disk. Oh, there it is. Easy enough. All right, but my laser's not connected because I don't have it connected. I am going to connect it to Wi-Fi, and I am going to use the LightBurn bridge, but I'm going to do that later. So if you want to connect with the LightBurn bridge, make sure you watch this video here. So now I'm just going to turn on the Mira 5. And I have to plug into the laser. So I'm now connected. Awesome! Okay, so technically I'm connected, so I should, if I push on my arrows here, be able to move the laser. Ah, there she goes. All right, Baby Mira, we're connected. Okay, so now that I'm connected, it's time to run my first job. I'm really excited about this. So what I'm going to do is head on over to the Aeon user group Facebook, all right, because in here they have a lot of files that I can quickly access. So I'm gonna head on over to files, and I'm looking for the material rapid test file right here, and this is version 3. So I'm gonna click on that. Oh look, here it is, Danny Martinez. This is the owner of the company. Now I can click on the file there and download it. So once I have that ready, I'll open it in LightBurn. There it is. So I'm gonna run this on my Mira, on my Baby Mira, and see what I learn. Okay, so I wanna see my cuts and layers window. So here's the test, all right? I'm not gonna touch anything. All right, I'm going to send this file over to my laser, just like that. You have cut selected graphics. Oops, let's turn that off. send that over. The TMWAL Rapid test, click OK. All right, let's head on over to the laser and run our first cut. Okay, so I finally get to run my first job on baby Mira. So I have 1/8 of an inch MDF and I use this often. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. I'm already noticing that my material is a little bit bigger than my Mira bed, but it's not a big deal. And now I need to get the laser into focus. So I am going to push ZU and then I am going to toggle down to where it says autofocus on the keypad there and then push enter. And as you can see, now the bed is starting to raise and it is going to get into focus for me. Once that's done, I will push file on the Ruida controller and I will search for the file that I just sent over from LightBurn. There it is. It says material. Actually, that's the only file on there because this is the first job. So I'm going to push enter. And now that I have that ready, I'm just going to go ahead and move the laser head to where I want this file to cut. I don't want to cut it right in the middle of my board. So I'm going to use the arrow keys to move it over to the top right corner. Now that I have that where I want it, I am going to push origin and then frame and make sure that it's going to cut right where I want it to cut. Close the lid, push start, and let her do her thing. Ready? Start. There she goes. Go, baby Mira, go! Moment of truth. She did beautifully. Well guys, we did it. We set up the laser, we checked our alignment, we set up LightBurn, and we ran our first job. Here's the thing. If you are just getting started and you've never worked with a laser in your life, I want you to keep in mind that the hardest part of your learning curve is right around the corner. You are probably gonna make the most mistakes you've ever made with your laser in your early days with your laser. And I'm telling you this because I wanna remind you that if you got an Aeon, and especially if you got it from Aeon Laser USA, you have access to some of the best customer service in the entire industry, okay? When things go wrong, and believe me, they will, you're gonna have your oops moments. I want you to rely on your first responders, and that's Aeon Laser USA. Go straight to the experts so that they can help you troubleshoot and get back up and running as soon as possible. Because here's the thing, I know you're gonna be tempted to go online and ask for help out in the internet, but you'd be surprised how many people who don't even have lasers will give advice to you and not disclose to you that they've never touched a laser, okay? So when that happens, keep in mind that on the gantry on your laser, there's a little QR code to make contacting customer support even easier for you. Go right there, submit a support ticket, and let the experts help you through it. And with that, guys, I really hope you got a lot out of today's tutorial. I can't wait to see the kind of things that you're gonna make with your lasers, and welcome to the Aeon family. I'll see you guys around here soon, over at That Mom with a Laser. Bye.